How to make a narcissist miserable. You might often feel really down and frustrated because of someone in your life who acts like they're the most important person in the world. You've seen how they treat others, including you, and it's not nice at all. You know you're not happy in this relationship. But have you ever thought about how to make this person feel unhappy? Just so, trying to make someone like this feel unhappy might feel satisfying for a little while. But I wouldn't recommend focusing on it too much because it can really affect your own mental well-being and energy levels. However, if you're looking for some quick ideas, here are 12 things that people like this really don't like. Number 1. The power of ignoring. Most narcissists love attention and praise, except for those who hide their narcissism. They need constant approval to feel good about themselves, often taking energy from others to do so. Even negative attention fuels their ego. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad attention. It still motivates them to keep going and prove themselves. Negative attention can even deepen the bond with their victims. To a narcissist, being ignored is worse than being hated. They prefer any kind of attention over being ignored because it makes them feel important. Narcissists can't handle being ignored. They need to feel like they're the center of attention. This is why simply ignoring them might not work well. Complete avoidance or minimal contact, especially if you have children together, is often the best approach. Number 2. Speak factually. Have you ever noticed how a narcissist talks? They tend to use elaborate, exaggerated language full of emotions to make themselves sound important. They twist the truth to fit their own version of reality, believing they're always right. They've become experts at reading people's emotions through cognitive empathy, using it to manipulate situations to their advantage. So, when you stick to facts instead of getting emotional, they feel like they're losing control. Narcissists don't like being challenged with facts. It makes them feel threatened. They often respond with more arguments or dramatic reactions, like a child throwing a tantrum. This behavior only underscores their immaturity. They struggle with facts because they're used to lying and manipulating, so dealing with straightforward information throws them off. Number 3. Resisting authority. Narcissists hate authority because they don't like answering to anyone but themselves. They want power and control and feel threatened by any authority figure. They often struggle in work, school, or legal settings. Have you noticed the narcissist in your life changing jobs frequently or getting into trouble? While they might be smart, they often clash with others and don't fit well in professional settings. If called out for their behavior, they usually deny or justify it. It's no surprise that authority figures don't enjoy working with narcissists. They find them difficult to handle and can't understand why they react so strongly to simple instructions. Number 4. Being told. No. One thing narcissists really hate is being told no and having that boundary respected. They're used to manipulating and charming their way into getting what they want. They've spent their lives focused on their own needs without considering how others feel. So when you stand firm and say no, it confuses and angers them. Narcissists struggle to understand why someone would refuse them. They lack empathy and can't grasp what's going on in your mind. And even if they try to understand, they refuse to accept it. Number 5. Implementing consequences. Have you ever tried setting boundaries with a narcissist? If you have, you probably encountered one of 3 reactions. 1. They dismissed your feelings and tried to make you doubt yourself. 2. They acknowledged their mistake but didn't actually change their behavior. 3. They reacted with anger, threats, or even violence. Narcissists can't handle facing consequences. They don't believe they can be wrong, and they don't care about your feelings. So when you try to set boundaries, they often respond aggressively to intimidate you into compliance. Sadly, Many people give up on setting boundaries with narcissists to avoid conflict. They dismiss their own feelings just to keep the peace. Have you ever avoided setting a boundary because you knew the narcissist wouldn't respect it? Number 6. Defeat is hard to accept. Have you ever watched young kids play a board game? You might have seen them cheat or get upset when they lose. It's understandable for children, but what about grown adults? Narcissists can act like toddlers when they lose. They struggle to accept defeat and often react poorly. Here are some things they might do. 1. Blame the person in charge for being unfair. 2. Try to make the winner look bad. 3. Pretend they didn't care about winning. 4. Claim they let the other person win. 5. Refuse to admit they lost and even act like they won. Number 7. Public humiliation hurts. Narcissists can't handle being publicly humiliated, as it threatens their fragile egos. When they feel mocked or challenged in public, they often react strongly to protect themselves. Here are some common responses. 1. Making threats, either violent or emotionally charged. 2. Trying to turn the tables by attacking the audience. 3. Screaming or yelling in anger. 4. Storming off visibly upset. 5. Pretending to laugh it off in public but later taking it out on loved ones. 6. Spreading lies about anyone who is seen as an expert to deflect attention from their own shortcomings. Number 8. Expectations of commitment. Most narcissists struggle with commitment. While they expect loyalty from others, they often fail to provide it themselves. In relationships, they prioritize their own needs over others, ignoring their partner's feelings, impulses, and desires. Many partners of narcissists cling to the hope of change, encouraged by the narcissist's praise and promises. However, the narcissist remains in control, setting and changing the rules as they please to suit their own desires. Number 9. Exploiting emotions. Narcissists often employ cognitive empathy to pretend they care about others' emotions. Unlike genuine emotional empathy, where we genuinely understand and share someone's feelings, cognitive empathy is more manipulative. Picture the slick salesman who exploits your uncertainty about buying a car or the contractor who convinces you to upgrade your appliances. They use cognitive empathy to tap into your emotions and establish trust by appearing kind and compassionate. However, narcissists despise vulnerability and emotions, seeing them as weaknesses. Instead of connecting with you, they use cognitive empathy to take advantage when your guard is down. Number 10. Dislike for most people. Your narcissist probably doesn't have many friends, and those they do have likely just validate their narcissism. Do you often hear them complaining about others? It's probably a common occurrence. For narcissists, one mistake from someone can lead to a lifetime of resentment, tarnishing their entire view of that person. They struggle to get along with anyone who challenges their worldview or might know more than them. If they're a cerebral narcissist, they believe they're unique and should only associate with special or high-status individuals. When their godlike stature is challenged, their reaction can be explosive and malicious. Narcissists can't stand people who live in reality, which is why those with strong boundaries don't tolerate them for long. They recognize that narcissists can't offer mutual respect, connection, or love. Number 11. Independence threat. Narcissists dread the idea that you might remember life before meeting them. They'll resort to manipulative tactics to prevent this. They use love bombing to keep you captivated, charming you with their wit and making you feel special. But they don't want you to think for yourself. If you start doing so, they'll react by trying to break you down, making you doubt yourself. Their aim is to control your mind and maintain their preferred status quo, whatever it takes. Number 12. Shifting the status quo. Narcissists fear change they can't control. Staying with them often means being stuck in a cycle of resentment and frustration. If you want to make a narcissist truly miserable, the best way is to leave them. Anything else only reinforces their belief that they still have power over you. By choosing to leave the relationship for good, you show them they no longer control you. Leaving the narcissist is the most effective way to outsmart and overpower them. Walking away and living your own life is the best revenge against a narcissist. So, in conclusion, while it may be tempting to try to make a narcissist miserable, it's important to consider the potential impact on your own mental well-being. Engaging in behaviors aimed at upsetting them may provide temporary satisfaction, but can ultimately drain your energy and perpetuate a harmful cycle. Setting boundaries, prioritizing your own emotional health, and ultimately choosing to remove yourself from toxic relationships can be more empowering and effective ways to navigate interactions with narcissists. Remember, focusing on your own growth and happiness is key to breaking free from their influence. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch more videos by clicking on this video right over here.